When we talk about malignant narcissists, we're talking about one step away from psychopathy. They actually are like this. That's what malignant narcissism is. It is a combination of a lot of cruelty, a lot of lack of empathy, a lot of lack of remorse, a lack of fairness and balance, and being able to be taken advantage of. And that's not a combination that you ever want to get involved in. So it's imperative that everyone is mindful of the signs. I've said this before. A lot of people think when you speak about narcissists, we are speaking about the same thing, and we are not. There is different levels, there is different severities, and there's different subsets, different categories of how narcissism manifests itself. None of them are good, but some of them are way worse. And this category of malignant narcissism, it's way worse. You're dealing with someone whose mindset is completely skewed, and they could be super dangerous to the point that they can take your life. Hey my beautiful souls, welcome back to Finding with Jessie, the life coach. A big welcome to everyone. I hope everybody has been fabulous. If it's your first time here with me, my name is Jessie. A big hi, a big welcome. Come on in. I hope you stay, subscribe. We do a little bit of everything on my channel, from becoming self-aware to working on mindfulness, to working on self-development, to reprogramming our minds, working on our mental health, and getting organized in our spaces. So guys, today we are going to be talking about malignant narcissism and what exactly it is, and answering the question, Brian Laundrie, a malignant narcissist. Just like any form of narcissism, there's specific character traits that are more primary in each subset, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today. Let's talk about what malignant narcissism is. So when we speak about malignant narcissists, we're speaking about the more severe type of narcissist. It is a combination, and it's a mix of in a lump sum, it's the darker side of self-absorption and self-centeredness, and the people who suffer from malignant narcissism could be very dangerous. So one thing to really know is that there's only one diagnosis in the DSM for narcissists, which is narcissistic personality disorder. That's the diagnostic term when someone actually is suffering from the disorder. And there's only one category that falls under. But there are subsets, there's subcategories of narcissists, which means they differ from the types and the severity from one to another. So what sets malignant narcissists apart from regular narcissists and other categories is that there is an underlying cruelty to malignant narcissists. There's a lot of coerced control that we normally don't see in other types of narcissists, or if we do see it, it's not as prevalent, it's not in the forefront, and it's not as severe. This is a category where you'll find individuals who are super exploitative. They have a willingness to take advantage of people for their own personal gain or for their own personal need. It's because of their need to be more exploitative and willingness to take advantage of people. They are super highly manipulative. Now you might find other narcissists are manipulative, but majority of the time they don't even know they're doing it. It's more like a defense mechanism. With malignant narcissists, it's almost like they do it for fun. So some of the other character traits that you see in malignant narcissists that you don't see in regular narcissists, as well as all the anti-social behavior characteristic traits. They're super high in this category that you don't normally find in the other narcissists. And one of them is a complete and total disregard for the law. They usually break rules, social norms. They usually cheat to get whatever they want. They usually hide. They usually sneak. They usually like to be a trickster. They have a big sense of a disregard for the safety of themselves or others. So there's a lot of self-sabotaging behavior you find in these specific individuals. Impulsive with their behavior, they could be very irritable, like anything sets them off, and they could be extremely aggressive. Aggression and rage is big in this category. Narcissists are known for having emotional outbursts because they suppress their emotions. But when we're speaking about malignant narcissism, it's to a whole new level and a whole new degree. They have huge anger issues, and they'll just show their rage out of anything. They're very irritable, so anything can set them off. And because they don't know how to regulate their emotions, they could be quick to get very, very aggressive, especially since there's no boundaries with them and there's no rules. They think they're entitled to do whatever they want. They don't like authority. They don't like rules. They don't like anything that's pigeonholing them down. They feel like those things should not be applied to me, right? They're the exception. So it's easy with that mindset and not being able to control your emotions and being normally aggressive and prone to outbursts. That's not it's not a good combo. So you can imagine how far situations with these type of people can go, and that's why malignant narcissists can be really dangerous, because you don't know how far it can get with them. Situations with these individuals can get really out of control, especially when emotions are heightened and they're not able to calm themselves down, which they do lack. So these are the type of people that are going to be super forceful and dominant. And sometimes you don't see this in other categories of narcissists. But in malignant, they're going to be extremely forceful and dominant. They're going to let you know from the gate, like it's their way or the highway. They're going to let you know what they like, what they don't dislike. They're going to start punishing you for things that you do that they dislike or they don't feel is within their constructs of how they want things to go. So one thing I noticed that a lot of people don't speak about, or has been systematically addressed by experts, is the correlation between the character traits of a domestic violence abuser or accuser in regards to malignant narcissism. If you look at it clearly, they literally are the same thing. You're literally speaking the same language. The character traits mirror each other and they're exactly alike. Lying or manipulating others for their pleasure, profit, or power is huge in this category. You'll find at times they even like to play with people. There's a lot of mind games that's played with malignant narcissists because they get a fulfillment and they get a sense of amusement and enjoyment when they're able to fool another. They like to confuse individuals, and when they are able to complete that task and get over on someone, it's a sense of control, it's a sense of power. That's what they feel deep down inside. They bask in it. You know, it's fun for them, and you might hear those terms from them. They might say like, you know, this is fun. Leading someone on is fun to them. Playing with someone's mind is fun to them. Keeping someone trapped or keeping someone dangling is fun for them. Keeping someone stuck on them is fun for them. Whenever they're able to trick and fool someone, all that is fun for them. Bringing confusion, emotional upset, it's fun for them. That brings in that tendency to want to exploit people because it's fun for them. It gives them a rush. It gives them a dopamine. Tendency to exploit people and use them for their own pleasure and their own gain and their own willingness, and something they're getting out of it is usually fun for them. What you also find in this category is they like to intentionally humiliate people. They like to triangulate people, put people in tough spots, and love to see their reaction, you know, when other people are believing their lies and other people, you know, they're manipulating people to be on their side. Like all that stuff gives them a sense of fulfillment. So usually what you'll find in these people, you know, they'll create chaos and create drama. And let's say they're triangulating you with other people, you know, have a group of people and they're trying to get people to be on their side, try to convince them of their lies, to try to convince them that you're the problem. You'll often see them smirking, or they'll walk away laughing. They'll have a sense of fulfillment. They bask in the chaos that they create. Pathological and compulsive liars. They lie so easily to actually get something that they want and keep something that they have, or keep you from knowing a truth, or just lie for their own interest. Like they're big in this category. When you're dealing with a malignant narcissist, they will do lie on top of lie on top of lie on top of lie on top of lie. You get half truths, you get distorted truths, you'll get no truths, but one thing you will never get is the full truth. Never gonna happen, especially with malignant narcissists. They control, which is more about threats, humiliating people. It's more about aggression. It's all about physical, like restraining someone, right? So that's why I say that it aligns a lot to domestic violence abusers, because this is the category that they will resort to if they can't get you to do what they need you to do. These are the type of people that are going to be monitoring your phone. These are the type of people that are going to be monitoring your friendships. These are the type of people that might put something on your computer to monitor the sites you're going on and things like that. Put a tracker on your phone, put a tracker on your car. They want to tell you how to dress, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. They want to control any type of communication or connection you have to the outside world. So they're going to seek to isolate you. So they see people as objects, and they see people and treat people like conveniences. They're very rigid with lifestyles, with their rules, what they deem as acceptable. They see a lot of things like through black and white, either with them or against them kind of mentality. They'll be quick to throw you under the bus. They'll be quick to let you take the blame. They'll be quick to let you take the fall, and they won't have second thoughts about it. They're gonna have low levels of empathy or have no empathy. So they're not going to consider you. They're not going to consider your feelings. They're not going to consider your emotions. They're not going to put themselves in your place. So they're big on throwing you under the bus. They'll just brush you off and leave you out to dry because they lack empathy. The thing that you'll find in malignant narcissists is they'll laugh at your indiscretions. They'll laugh at inappropriate times. If you're trying to have a serious discussion with them where it might be like a heart-to-heart situation, they might find things like that comical. You could be crying right in front of their face. They might find that comical. They lack accountability, so they're quick to shift blame. They're quick to blame other people, other situations on their actions and their behavior, or fingers are being pointed on them, or they have to explain themselves. This is where they're going to gaslight. This is where, they're going to, like I said, shift blame. This is where they're going to make up stories. This is where they're going to things, and this is where they're going to manipulate. Make the other person look like a perpetrator instead of a victim of their behavior. A big trait that also goes in this category is they are extremely paranoid. They are extremely, extremely paranoid and think that everybody is out to get them. They're just very mistrustful. Like, they won't let you in. It seems like they have walls up sky high. They suffer from a lot of trust issues, so you'll find that they're constantly fishing for information or wanting to know if someone's out of their presence. Like, did they speak about me? Did they say anything about me? They'll fish. They'll fish for information. They're quick to sabotage themselves. They're quick to get themselves involved in things that they didn't think through. They act very arrogant and act as if they're superior. So behaviors that they normally would do to anyone else, it's no big deal. But if you would actually reciprocate that energy and show them the same type of treatment and behavior, that would not fly with them. Rules, once again, they feel do not apply to them. They feel that they need to be in charge. They feel that they are above others. Like, what they say goes. Even if it's unfair, even if it's unjust, even if it's unbalanced, they don't see that. They feel that they need to be the head honcho. They make the rules. They say the way things go. They hold keys. They have this underlying energy of being real cruel and brutal. So they often laugh and mock at other people's hardships and other people's problems and other people who are in serious predicaments. Like, they find that stuff funny, especially if they contributed to that situation or they created it for another individual. They have low moral compasses. Their integrity is not high. They know right from wrong, but they don't let what's right from wrong stop them from getting something that they want. They are driven by power, and it's not big for chasing money. Anything that gives them money, they're usually on board with gaining that because money brings power. They're envious of others and their accomplishments, and because of that, they are known for actually trying to belittle people. They like to belittle and they seek to criticize. So anything that someone is trying to build or accomplish or go after, these individuals are going to be known to break it down. Out of all of the categories with narcissists, this is where you're gonna find the people who are super vindictive and very, very revengeful. Now, narcissists are known for holding grudges. They usually, like, if something happens to them or there's a miscommunication between them and another person, or someone hurts their feelings, they take it super personal, and they are known for holding on to a grudge and feeling slighted by that person for a really long time. But when we talk about malignant narcissists, not only do they hold on to the grudge, but they want to get back at you. So they are known for kind of just getting into your good graces, like saying everything is great, everything's honky-dory, we're all cool, that's in the past, we forgive, kisses and smooches. But it usually is a mask, is a lie. And the reason why they do that is because they wait for the perfect opportunity to be able to pounce and be able to be vindictive and get back at that person, make them pay in a certain way. So that could be very dangerous when you're talking about someone who's super aggressive, waiting for the perfect time to be able to attack. It's very predatory behavior. And that's one of the biggest reasons why they're dangerous. And it sets them apart from regular narcissists. They have this deep, sincere need to seek power and control of others in combination with this, and they see people as possessions. They have a deep need from people to comply with their demands. They believe that people should just automatically follow and listen to what they are saying. Their voice, their opinion, once again, their needs and wants, that's the only thing that's super important. That's the only thing that should be acknowledged. And everybody should just follow suit and just follow them. They lead, you follow. That's the dynamic of the relationship, and don't you dare question it. So you'll find with these individuals, they have a lot of unrealistic expectations of other people and how other people should behave. Because malignant narcissism is fueled by this power and this need to control and dominate another individual, especially in relationships, they love to create dependency on them. So you'll often find in these type of situation scenarios and relationships with them that their partners are really dependent on them in some way, form, or fashion. So it might be by money, it might be by their shelter, like where they live, it might be by transportation. Maybe there's only one car that they're sharing. There's usually some type of dependency that they create on them to avoid the other person from getting that control, stabilizing themselves, and if ever figuring out, like, if this is not for me, they won't be able to easily get away. It won't be easy for them to establish themselves and just wake up the next day and say, you know what, I don't want to be in this. You're toxic. I'm leaving. It's not so easy for these abusees to be able to do that. There's a dependency there. Now, the victims of malignant narcissists, their signs and symptoms are usually more severe. When you see someone who's been abused by a malignant narcissist or who is coming out of relationship with a malignant narcissist, you notice that they have a combination of narcissistic abuse signs and also traumatic stress disorder signs. It's like a combo. So you'll see someone who's really under stress, like their body's reacting. They'll suffer from extreme means of anxiety. They might suffer from PTSD. They might suffer from just ruminating over the abuse, lashing out, being angry, being emotional, not being able to control their emotions at times, not being able to sleep. So they might suffer from insomnia. They might suffer from depression. Like, the combination and the mix of the symptoms after you've been entangled with these people are severe. And to people who do not know what that looks like, who's never been through it, they might confuse it. Even therapists and psychologists who are not highly trained or never been through a situation like this, never been entangled with a malignant narcissist, might get the victim wrong. They might think they're suffering from something else. They might think they might be suffering from an anxiety disorder and treat that. They might think that they're suffering from depression and treat that. They'll treat like one aspect of it, but not understand like all that is entailed. People who's been through it, you've been entangled with a narcissist, you are going to notice these signs like this. You're going to see it. You're going to be hyper vigilant to it because you're going to know what that feels like. You're going to know what it looks like. You're going to know the words that they say. Now, this is the thing about narcissists. They're all different. There's all different subcategories, but not only that, but there's a human aspect. We're human beings. So we have that room of all being eccentric and different. Not every single narcissist is going to behave and have the character traits down to the T. It's going to be different from person to person to person to person, just like every atypical person is different. We might have similar patterns and behaviors that might be the same, but it might manifest in a different light. So this just gives everybody just an idea of some of the character traits to look out for. but it's not a script. Like, these are the only character traits, and this is the only behavior that you're going to witness. And when this situation happens, this is exactly what's going to happen. This is exactly what you're going to hear from your narcissist's mouth. And that's what screws up a lot of people, that they think that they're dealing with a narcissist, and they're like, I think that this is it, but my narcissist didn't react that way to this, or they didn't say this and they didn't say that. And once again, like I always tell people, you do not need to diagnose someone, and someone does not need to be a narcissist. They do not need to suffer from narcissistic personality disorder, number one, to have narcissistic traits or to be toxic. There is a million other mental health issues that someone could be suffering from. That's one. Two, they could be suffering from no mental health issues and just have a lot of childhood wounding and have a lot of toxic traits that they need counseling for. Three, people treat people the way they have seen others love them and treat them. There's so many elements that go into making up the human dynamics and characteristics that we have. And not only that, but you never need a diagnosis to be able to understand that someone is treating you unkindly. That's any type of relationship, because you can experience a malignant narcissist not only in romantic relationships and partnerships, but you can experience them as a coworker. You can experience them as a boss. A malignant narcissist could be in your family members. It could be your mother. It could be your father. It could be your brother. It could be your sister. It could be a cousin. It could be your friend. It could be anyone who you come in contact with that you have a connection with. So it's imperative that everyone is mindful of the signs.